Good afternoon, everybody. As if I didn't overwhelm you with enough information this morning, here comes some more. So today, right now, I just want to go over the basics of intermittent fasting. Okay, so this is what the faster way to fat loss is really kind of all about. For me, it's my very favorite strategy to cut fat. Um, it was what scared me the most at the beginning, and now I literally cannot imagine not intermittent fasting. So if it seems scary, good, because it should be at the beginning, because it is unlike anything you've ever done. And some of you might think, actually, you know what? I kind of am so busy in the morning that this is perfect for me. And for me, I used to wake up and instantly put something in my mouth, usually dark chocolate, Diet Coke, and a granola bar. And so I was like, how am I going to work out if I haven't eaten? What am I going to do? I can't wait till noon. And now, literally, it is no issue for me. In fact, you couldn't really pay me to eat before noon now. So let me tell you a little bit about intermittent fasting. Some of you may have signed up for this and thought, you know what, fasting sounds great. I'm sure I'll lose weight because we're not eating. That is the furthest thing from the truth, okay? We eat so much. Intermittent fasting just tells us when to eat, okay? So it's an eating schedule, not cutting calories. We are not cutting calories. We are not about restriction. This program is not about restriction. It's about fueling our bodies properly so that we use all the food we eat rather than store all the food we eat. If you do not eat enough food, this program will not work for you, okay? I know that's scary because we are used to years and years and years of eat less, work out more, eat less, lose weight, watch the calories, lose the weight. No. This is not a restrictive diet. I'm telling you that now. We are never, ever, 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 ever restricting calories. So people, when I joined, I had someone tell me, oh, just another fad diet. Sarah, is this safe? Is this healthy? You're not eating. This is fasting. You're not eating. Furthest thing from the truth. Intermittent fasting is an eating schedule. It is not cutting calories, okay? That's out of the way. I've repeated myself enough. My dad would be so proud of me. He is the king of repetitive discussion. So there you go, Dad. That was for you. I'm repeating. So get it in your head. This is not about not eating. We are eating. It's just when we eat. So why we intermittent fast? This is why. We want to turn our bodies into fat burners instead of carb, sugar burners. So when we eat kind of constantly or throughout the day, our body is never depleted of something called glycogen, which is what our body uses to burn for energy, to build muscles, to do anything we do. Our body uses glycogen. If we're kind of constantly eating, then we constantly have glycogen for our body to use. So our body is using that glycogen continuously. So if we eat at 8 p.m. and we wake up at 8 a.m. and eat right away, it takes our body 12 hours to completely use that glycogen. So from the first time you put something in your mouth until it is done using that glycogen for energy, it's 12 hours. So digestion, all of that chewing, digestion, using what we eat, that's a 12-hour process. So if we eat at 8 p.m., for 12 hours, our body is just using that food that we eat, and then we wake up and eat at 8 a.m., our body gets that glycogen right back, and we are never in a fasted state. So our body is either in one of two states, fed or fasted, okay? If our body's constantly fed, then we're constantly burning through that glycogen, constantly burning through that sugar, and we're burning carbs, burning sugar for energy and for our daily life. So with intermittent fasting, if we implement something called the 8-hour, 16-hour window, we are eating for 8 hours of the day. We are not eating for 16. So we have now given our body 4 hours where there is no glycogen left because we haven't eaten. Okay, we haven't eaten in 16 hours. So there's 4 of those hours because it takes 12 hours for the whole process. So there's 4 hours where we have nothing to use except stored fat. And that's how we cut the fat, is that during those 4 hours, our body is relying solely on stored fat for energy rather than food that we're putting in our mouths. Does that make sense? So you are cutting into those fat storages to be able to just live, walk around, work out. This is why I kind of encourage you to work out in your fasted state if possible. It's not a problem if you can't. It's not a problem if you would rather work out in the afternoon or the evening. But when we work out in that fasted state, we are burning fat because we don't have any glycogen left from our fast that we just had. So we are burning fat as fuel, because again, if we eat at 8 p.m. and turn around and eat at 8 a.m., our body never doesn't have something to burn. So then that fat just kind of hangs out there. So now we're teaching our body to burn that store of fat rather than hold on to it. The second thing that's so good about intermittent fasting, besides the fat burning techniques, is it is so good to just give our body that digestive rest. If we're kind of constantly putting food in, even if it's healthy food, even if it's, fruit and veggies, if we're just constantly making our gut work to digest, we are never just letting it rest. So, immunity is really attached to our gut health. I think like 80% of our immunity is based around our gut health. So if you get colds a lot and sore throats and headaches and all of those things, it could be tied to your poor gut health because it's constantly working. We are never not digesting. But again, if you give your body that extra 4 hours, so that extra, to 16 hours where we haven't had food, your digestive system is just resting. This is what leads to increased energy. This is what leads to better sleep. This is what leads to better skin. This is what leads to decreased anxiety. This is what lets our body just relax. So we're not digesting food, which is usually, kind of all that was our main focus. You have those 4 hours where your body is focusing on burning fat, on building muscle, on hormone, on metabolism, on all these things that our body kind of put in the back burner because we were having to digest food constantly. So that is the motivation behind intermittent fasting. That is the motivation behind why do we go that 16-hour window without eating. Now, some days you might get your food in less than 8 hours, and that's fine. I don't care if you eat it in 6 hours. I don't care if you eat it in 7 hours. The main thing is you want to make sure you have those 16 hours with no food. Okay? That allows our body to get into that fasted state. Because again, it takes 12 hours from when we put something in our mouth to when it's completely done being used by our bodies. So we want to make sure we get to that 16 hours. So we'll talk more about eating windows. You need to do what works for you. This is flexible. For me, I break my fast around noon, which is, I didn't even think about breakfast, like breaking your fast. So really, we should kind of have been doing this all along. Breakfast is like a whole marketing thing that people got into. It blows my mind. I believe that breakfast was the most important meal. And I thought if I didn't eat breakfast, my metabolism would just actually, it increases. That is a big fear. People think, oh my gosh, my metabolism is going to go down because I didn't feed my body right away. It increases, okay? I'm here to tell you it increases. And this is why we're here. We're going to fix that metabolism that all those years of under-eating messed up, okay? That is a dangerous trap. That under-eating will screw up your metabolism, okay? So we're here to fix that, and intermittent fasting is a way to fix that. So again, your eating window can be whatever's best for you. I have some nurses that are on night shift. I have some airplane stewardess that have different schedules. Do what is best for you. I have figured out that noon to 8 is what's best for me. Some days if I end my fast earlier, or if I end my eating window earlier, like we had an early dinner, so I ate from noon to 6, that means the next morning I could actually start my eating window at 10, but I would need to be done eating by 6 if I wanted to have a normal schedule the next day. So again, it's flexible. Doesn't have to be the same every day. Doesn't have to be the same for everybody. But I break my fast at noon with a well-rounded meal, big old salad, or those acai bowls. I can't even. That word is so tricky for me. but they're so good. And I had another one today, and I just want to keep eating them. But those are a great way to break your fast. So and we'll get into, meal plans and food and all that, but I'm just telling you, you will want to break your fast with a very well-rounded meal. So again, this is not restricting calories. Fasting is not for the reason to eat less. I'm going to be transparent with you and tell you that I eat about 1,800 calories a day. Before this, I was eating about 1,200 calories a day. Again, not under eating. We're not over exercising. We are doing this to fuel our bodies. We're going to boost our hormones. This is going to increase your heart health. It's going to increase your energy. Intermittent fasting helps with diabetes, okay? It is just, it's medicine for our bodies, okay? So this is all good. Don't let someone tell you, oh, you're doing a fad diet where you don't eat. No. I literally eat so much more. It's just in a shorter window. And it's after I've let my body have rest for 16 hours. So again, to be successful, you've got to pre-plan. We're going to talk about that. But you're going to be a little bit overwhelmed at the beginning. This might feel really hard. I remember the first 3 days, I think I had a really bad headache in the morning. Your body will adjust, okay? I can't imagine not doing this. It feels weird eating before noon now. And I just started at the beginning of April. So let me talk a little bit about what you can have during your fast. So water, tons of water. I have given myself lots of new water cups because they make me happy. So if that makes you happy, it's going to make you drink more water. I am a previous 10 a day Diet Coke drinker, zero water. If I can do this, then you all can. I chug this constantly. Try to think of half of your body weight minimum, but like I would do more. So our taste buds are the same thing in our mouth that makes us thirsty is tied to hunger. So a lot of times that you think you're hungry, you're actually just thirsty. So in the morning before noon, if you're just like, ugh, just go chug water first. Second, you can have coffee. Okay, I know that's a big thing for people. Yes, you can have coffee, black coffee. Okay, this is where it gets tricky. A lot of you all like creamer. The thing is, anything over 50 calories will break our fast. So a lot of those creamers have that. Also, any artificial sweetener, Splenda, I don't even know what they have, Equal, any of those, it's going to shoot up our blood sugar, which that's when our body gets out of the fasted state. So you would be waiting to eat till noon for nothing if you're having coffee with artificial sweetener or full-on creamer. And so a lot of people I don't do creamer in my coffee, so I tried a little bit of stevia at first, which is it's a natural sweetener, and that was okay. I didn't love the taste, and I eventually just kind of took on to black coffee. So you can try some things. Some people have mentioned nut pods. I've not tried those, but again, we are trying to be dairy-free here. So some unsweetened almond milk is good. Again, anything under 50 calories is not going to break your fast. Now, this is when it gets like tricky and sticky and everybody's like, can I have this? Can I have this? Let your goal be coffee and water, okay? Let that kind of be your starting goal. If you are feeling famished and you are like, I can't make it till noon, I'm going to pass out, then grab a little something, but I promise you, you should not be feeling like that if you are eating that whole food nutrition and you are listening to what kind of macros you should be getting. So again, that's kind of the basics of intermittent fasting. I expect you to have questions. I will expect to answer all those questions. Leave them in the comments on this post. I know it's been a lot of information today. We've had the intro video and now intermittent fasting. These are just the basics. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you panicked? Are you good? Whatever. I promise you, I was so panicked about this. I thought, well, I just wasted $200. There is no way I can do this. Not true, you guys. It is, for me, life-changing. And so, again, I'm here for you. You got this. Intermittent fasting is great, and you're going to love it.